Morning, Piggy.
Morning. Folks, we had us a time last night.
Yeah, we just had to leave the bank.
Get a little bit to pay back what was put into the car last night. We had a blowout.
Right there. I guess y'all can see that. I can see that pretty good, so I'm assuming y'all can see that.
Yeah, that was part of the overflow. He called it something. I can't remember now what he called it.
Bypass?
Bypass hose. Bypass hose.
Yeah.
It blew bigger than time.
Oh, yeah. Piggy said we need to... how'd you put it? I want to run a little bit late because we didn't know if they were going to be there when we got there yesterday evening.
Well, God delivered.
Yeah,
We sure enough was late.
We were late.
That thing blew bigger than time. Folks, this is a 2015 Chevy Cruise. As far as I know, that hose ain't never been replaced before. So it was about time.
Yeah.
You know, it was right on top and in front, so it wasn't too awful difficult to get to.
They're just getting a hold of them to get them over there.
Yeah, so they can try and get the parts and some antifreeze and everything. Not blog, it don't say nothing about no turn on red. But yeah, it was just waiting on them to get there. Or first off, try to get a hold of them.
Yeah.
Well, funny thing on that, they found given to him by his kids so that they could make sure that they could get a hold of him. Wound up in the hands of the ones that they didn't want it to be in. That caused them to have to get him a phone for himself so that they could get a hold of him. So it just kind of nullified their actions. But if they was around any of them last night when we called, well, they'll now know that the phone they got for him to make sure they could get in touch with him was in the hands of the one that was causing problems for them to have to get him a phone for all that in the first place. So there'll probably be some sparks fly on that. I kind of consider what happened last night both something that was coming from a matter of time that needed to be replaced, but at the same time, I'm thinking he was at something that he wasn't really wanting to be at for too long. He's saying, Lord, get me out of here. Well, here we go. We got a problem. Thank you, Lord. You get me out of here. They come down and we sent pictures so he could see exactly what it was and everything. When they got down there, I could tell he hadn't seen those pictures. Wonder why. And everything. Popped the hood so that he could see what was going on. I knew then he hadn't seen the pictures. So anyway, he takes a look at it and says, alright. We got that hose off, he took off with it. Went to the auto parts store, they said they didn't even list those for this car. So he gave dude the hose, and he went back and did some comparisons, and he come back with the hose that's supposed to go on here. They got back. It got put on. We filled it up with some fluid. I didn't lose a whole lot of antifreeze.
Well, from the time it blew until the time we pulled off the road was just a few minutes.
About 10 seconds.
Yeah. It just...
Because when I realized we were smoking, we had it to be able to make a right turn. I made that right turn and got pulled over off the little merge lane, they call it. Got pulled to the side of that, so I wasn't in the way of nobody. And,
yeah.
We got took care of. shut her down, all that. I went and checked it out. Couldn't see nothing for a while because, you know, it was smoking. It was smoking real bad. Of course, that hose busted where it did. It was near the top of the engine, so it was hitting hot stuff. So we looked like a fighter jet. It had streams of smoke coming out either side down the back. But it didn't take us long to get around the corner and get pulled off to the side and shut down so that it wouldn't cause too much trouble. So it didn't take a whole lot to build the antifreeze up. That hose got put on there. We got home, everything was fine. It's running fine now, running where it's supposed to. On the temp and everything. So it's all good, but again, I consider it our dilemma was his blessing. Because he was somewhere he didn't really want to be. Our hose goes pop in a good spot so that we can, you know, be safe and off the road.
And yeah, I have to say, out of the hundreds of cars that passed us,
one stopped to check on us.
One stopped to check. And there, you know, we wasn't even 3 miles from the sheriff's department. And not a cop come by us and stopped.
We weren't maybe a mile and a half.
That's what I said, we wasn't even that far, you know, we were real close. And there wasn't no cop stop, check, see what was going on or nothing. Not a one.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there weren't no wreck donuts or super speeder involved, so they figured, whatever.
Yeah.
But that one guy stopped, checked on us. He kept asking several times, make sure you all right? You all right? Yeah, we all right. It's just a hose it busted. We'll get calling some folks, get a hold of them so we can get it took care of. So it'll just be a little matter of time. So, yeah, but again, like I said, I figure it was set up where we get a hose took care of because it was ready to pop. Created a dilemma for us so as to be a blessing to him so that he could get away from a place he didn't really want to be. I don't know where they was at. They weren't expecting.
Sorry.
Okay. They weren't expecting to be back in time, so Lane was going to have to sit with my aunt for a little while until they got done.
Well, I sat with her here in the car.
Yeah, till they got down here and we got her in their car and they went and got the stuff for this car. The folks, I can tell you, one that pulled the old hose off, put new one on and all that, when it got the parts, I guarantee you, he'd much rather be doing something like that than anything else anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so wherever he was at, I'm thinking he didn't really want to be there and was silently asking God to save him. Well, here we go.
Just don't have to save him at our expense, y'all.
Huh?
I said, just don't have to save him at our expense. Yeah.
Well, it worked out good because, like I said, you know, this vehicle is 8-9 years old. As far as I know, that hose has never been replaced, so it was about time.
Yeah.
You know, it served its purpose. You know, it was wore out.
Obviously.
But the timing on it was good. The placement, as far as our location when it happened, was great. Because it was a perfect spot to get off to and out of the way.
Yeah.
It'd make us real easy to find.
Yeah.
So, the timing also was traffic lights were at a point where I was able to go ahead and go, and I could pull off to that side.
Yep.
There wasn't nothing in my way. The timing was impeccable on everything. Traffic lights, traffic,
It was
location.
all God. Oh God.
That was all God. So he put us in a good spot to be, for us to be able to take care of things. You know, we made our phone calls and we were looking at it, made our phone calls, and finally got through. You know, probably about 30, 45 minutes later, they kind of pulled up in front of us, and everything. I got out, popped the hood, showed it to him. I showed him, I said, I could tell which direction it was coming from because of the spray of the antifreeze across the engine. It was just a matter of finding exactly where. You know, and fortunately enough, it was just a small hose at the top and front of the engine, so it made it not so bad. Yeah, we could have had some better tools, but he didn't have none. I didn't have none. He happened to have a pair of pliers, which was good. But, you know, other than that, he didn't have none. I didn't have none. And everything. So I'm going to get me up a mess of tools to put in the trunk of this thing, for in case something minor like that happens, and I'll have a few tools on hand. And much better flashlight too.
Yeah.
You know, but the timing on everything is what blows my mind. It got him out of somewhere early that I'm guessing, strongly feel that he didn't really want to be there, or felt like he done been there long enough, and wanted a way out. Well, that made his way out. So our dilemma, I'm thinking strongly, was his blessing. So God did two good things there with one thing. And like I said, the timing was awesome. You know, yeah, he wound up spending more time not being at home, but he stays away from the house a lot anyway. Y'all can imagine why. And everything. And but at least he got to spend that time doing something he likes to do anyhow, and much preferred to do. Because that's just a little example of how God does things. Yeah, he already knew that hose was going to bust on us. He made it to where it happened at a time and place that we'd be easily took care of, and help somebody else get away from something they didn't want to be around no how at the same time. So it may resolve a problem that hadn't been seen before, because it wasn't known, and that is his phone being with somebody else it ain't meant for him to be with. And going to help to resolve that situation. Because, like I said, his kids had gotten him that phone so they could make sure they could get a hold of him when they needed or wanted to get a hold of him. Because they was having to go through the one that had a hold of the phone last night in order to get a hold of him. A lot of times they couldn't get a hold of him because of that obstacle.
We understand that.
And we couldn't either. You know, she get on that phone, we have a problem, I have to speak to him. What is it? So I'd have to go through the whole rigmarole with her. Well, maybe I ought to let you speak to him. Well, yeah, that's who I asked for when I called in the first place. Duh! And that's what his kids was having to go through. So they got wise to what was going on. So they got him a phone that they pay for. So they make sure they can get a hold of him when they need or want to. And if they were among his kids, it might have got saying that she had his phone. They ain't gonna like that too much. That's apt to cause some sparks to fly. Might cause her to be mad at us because of it. Because she ain't gonna be able to blame nobody else that she can do anything to or about. But you know what? I ain't worried about that either, because God's got a plan for that too. God don't do nothing He ain't already got something in place and plan for. Yeah. Just like last night. It was an adventure. And I wasn't worried about it. I was at peace through the whole thing. You know, wasn't worried about it a bit. I knew it was going to get took care of. You know, even before we went to try to get in touch, one that could help us out. You know, because I just knew. And that goes to what I've been telling y'all. You know, on the wowsy woo-woo part. Something happens. Okay, that happened. What I got to do now to fix it? Well, that's what we had to do to fix it.
Yeah.
We did it. It got done. We're back on our way. Had it been something more serious, he went and got a trailer. He'd have towed it back to the shop, and we'd got back to the house, and we wouldn't be out this morning because the car would be at the shop, we'd be at the house. We'd be waiting on him to get up there to check it out. Him and Chuck see about taking care of it. And like we're doing this morning, we stopped by and get a little bit to reimburse him for what he spent last night. And we'd get him paid back for that, and it'd be done, whatever it was. Just so happened, turned out to be a little hose that you can get to rather easily for these small engines. And done and done.
Yeah.
So just, you know, I was at peace about it. Because living by what I say.
Yeah.
Something happens, okay, that happened. What I gotta do now? I mean, because you get all up in arms about something, that ain't doing you no good except raising your heart rate, causing you high blood pressure, and possibly cause you a heart attack.
Snickle Fritz.
Yeah, they sell certain things there. Surprising in a small town, but there it is.
Yeah.
And everything, that's all getting all up in arms about something happening does. It gets you in a mess of worry, stress, raised blood pressure and heart rate. Good recipe for a heart attack or a stroke. There ain't no sense in it. Okay, that happens. It's part of life, you know. We, as a society, we've gotten weak and scared of everything. You know. Oh my God, that happened. Oh my God, oh my God. Well, what's all that going to do for you? You know. Just assess the situation. See what you got to do. It's probably going to cost you some money. So, I mean, you know, that's going to be a concern. But, I mean, you're going to have to do it anyway. So, why be all worried about it? You know, you just have to, you know, like I was taught in the Marine Corps, adapt, adjust, and overcome. That's all you can do. But in today's society, we've gotten weak and scared of everything. All like that, you know, and people worry and fear first over what's going on instead of assessing the situation and going on. Got to get back to pioneer state of mind. Well, this is what I got to do. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's a struggle. But ain't no getting around it. It's what I got to do. So why not quit? Why not quit fretting over it? Just do it. It's like a lazy person. A lazy person, they work harder than a person who just does the work. Because a lazy person is trying to find all sorts of ways of getting out of actually working and putting the work off onto other people than they are about actually doing the work and getting it over with. They wind up more tired than somebody who actually done the job. Same kind of thing. Yeah. But anyway, we're getting close to the house, and I've been yakking long enough, so Piggy loves you.